Today we're gonna be learn some uh, more features of GIMP. So let's get started. So basically what we're gonna be doing is like we're gonna be taking the image and then putting some layers on it and like kind of outline the image, and then you can do multiple things with it. You can either make some sketches of the images, so you can take the images and convert them to the sketches, or you can actually put like letters in it. So we will just we'll just see a couple of them. So what we can do, so basically you will open an image. We're gonna open our dinos again. Okay, so I'm just magnifying the dinos here. Well, you can do it, you can enlarge the dinos by pressing control and then scroll in and or scroll out. So the first thing I would normally do with an image is like I would like to add another layer, right? Sure. So what are we trying to do here, right? So one thing I do want to cover is how to outline an image and like kind of select that. So we can do that one, right? Okay, so let me show you one more thing. So let's say if you just wanna have like an outlined one, right? So for that you will just have like a new layer and instead and fill with the white background. So we can do that. So once you have that, now you must have noticed that this new layer is on top. That's why you can't see it. So if I'm just gonna press this visibility icon, so this is not visible anymore. So what you can do is like click on it, and now I'm gonna trace our images. So for tracing, you would go here, it says path tools. So basically you will go, it's gonna the you will go through the image and you will try to trace it, right? And the more time you would spend kind of outlining the image, the more accurate it's gonna be. For this tutorial, we're not really doing a great job in that sense. Okay, let's keep doing that. So almost there. Okay, once you are done outlining it and kind of going where you started, if you click enter, it's gonna have everything outlined for you. Now if you make that thing visible, you will notice that the magic has done its work, and now you can actually see that we still have that outline thing. So one thing you may like to do is like either you can uh, so what you can do is, oops, so I'm gonna undo that. So what I actually clicked on was I clicked on the delete key, and that actually deleted the image. That's what not what we were interested in. So what we were interested in doing is like to change the color of that. So we'll use the we'll click on that first of all, right? And then we'll do the selection of that, and then we will press the delete key. So the difference was I clicked on, once I was done selecting it, I had this one highlighted and I pressed delete, so it deleted the image. I was not interested in doing that. I had to click or highlight this layer and then should have pressed the delete key in order to outline it. One thing I wanted to cover that one. Now you can actually do multiple things here. You can if you want to have some other, let's just do a little bit of yellow background. Oops. Oh, if normally what I do is like, if a thing is not working, basically you need to add an alpha channel. So you will say alpha to selection and then it would work. Normally if this is like, so there is another way of changing the background and bringing the image in. Okay, you can go back here and do other things, right? So one is like, normally another trick you may have seen, like the some of the people have covered this kind of tutorial. What they would do is like they would add another layer. Let's say if I add another layer white, right, and bring this in the center so you can see that. Now you can, what you can do is like, so look what we have here, right? So what we can do here is like, we can start writing something, right? Like I will say, let's just make it again, in order to make the brush short or big, like small or big, you would do open bracket in order to make it small and close bracket in order to make it big. So you can write something, people would write, oops, okay, we have the brush, we have this one selected. Okay, yeah. So again, what was not done is like I right clicked on this one and then add to the alpha to selection, and then I'm able to write it. So let's say you want to name it D I N O for dino. And then what you would do is like, you can, this is just for the like this is just for the guidance, and then we can actually use either the another marker or just this one in order to trace it. And let's just delete all of that so that it looks like D or a little bit like D. Yeah, and an I. Let's just make a design here of an eye. Let's make it straight. Okay, now an N is gonna be a little bit hard, but we'll try that. This is how our N is gonna look like. Then an over here, right? So, and definitely this one. You can do some tuning in there so that it looks like dino. Now when you do what you do is like, do this one. No, we still want that trace. Okay, so if you do this one, what they would do is like, they would take an image and engrave some letters into it. So if you just wanna like, you have it, you can actually either remove it or change the background, right? So there are multiple ways of doing that, where you can actually uh, like remove it so that it can actually look like a logo to you, where there is a character and you can actually engrave the name of that character, and then you can export it without that, so that would make it a logo for that. So that's some of the tricks I wanted to cover today.